Good afternoon and good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Kiwanis Connects. I'm Aaron Phillips with a little bit of a frog in my throat. So if I sound like James Earl Jones, I am your father. Do not worry about that. Joining us, of course, is the incomparable one herself out in Cali, Doc Val. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Aloha. I have the gremlins once again. And so you'll notice that technology has once again done its thing. Um,
Yes, I
the,
saw your message just as I opened my mouth to welcome everybody. But hey, at least we have phones to fall back on, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you go with it, and this is live. And so we do what we do, right?
Exactly right. Let me introduce the third person you see here on screen, and now down to two people because she bounced off again. Known for his signature fedora, Jared Goldsmith is a Canadian small business community builder, speaker, and champion for the entrepreneurial spirit. He's also, which I kind of think is pretty cool, he is a former archaeologist, a connector, musician, content creator with well over 700 YouTube videos about entrepreneurship and networking. He founded his own company called Sax Appeal Productions, eSax Networking, and also in his spare time serves as the president of the Kiwanis Club of Ottawa. And in honor of Jared joining us, I am going to meet him in his signature fedora, and
Nice.
we're going to be fedoraed out today. I believe John has one also. But Jared joins us. We met Jared, at least I did for the first time last year in Pittsburgh at the International Convention when he joined us. Val, did you meet Jared before that, or was it the same for you when we first met at convention last year?
Jared, what do you think? I think it was 2 years before that, wasn't it? The
I
very
can't
first
really
time?
remember, but folks, it's been such a pleasure to reconnect again. And Aaron, it looks wonderful on you, that fedora. And Doc Val, it's a pleasure to reconnect. And thank you so much for the opportunity. But Kiwanis brings people together. So very pleased to be here.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Ottawa, are
absolutely.
you on the same time zone as us, or are you behind us, like East
Well, we're in
Coast?
the Eastern,
Okay,
Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, which is the capital of Canada. It's
great.
also the same name. I know that there's an Ottawa club in the States. We're not, once in a while we get emails about them. They say, we're having this fundraiser. I say, oh, we're a different Ottawa club.
So you're on East
That's
Coast
that's
time,
the
like I am.
case. Yeah. But I think you may be our first guest from Canada. That's our lead guest. So this is going to be absolutely fascinating to learn more about how things are done. Eh? Is that not correct?
Oh yeah, well, we have all the same values, and it's just a pleasure to connect with our American friends. So thank you.
Absolutely. Did Aaron freeze or did I freeze?
Oh, anyways, we can't hear you, Aaron, while you sort out your text. So, Valerie,
There we go.
oh, there we go. You're back. Good.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you haven't noted, Jared is full of energy, which is great because we need energy
Mhm.
today. We
Oh,
need
we
energy.
do. We do.
Well,
We
So,
do.
Aaron, when you love what you do, you can't hide it. And
oh,
this, what I say, this energy is infectious. And then, we all drank the Kiwanis Kool-Aid, and that could be a new brand, the Kiwanis Kool-Aid.
Hey.
And it's just a matter of letting other people know why we exist and why we're here and the impact we have.
absolutely, absolutely. I just do want to remind everybody, of course, if you're watching us on Facebook, thank you very much. If you're watching us on YouTube, that's just as good. We have a lot to do today, not only visiting with Jared, but of course, we have Mental Health Moment with Melissa. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. We also have Val's Kiwanis Wow Moments, and also, of course, bad dad jokes. I do have a couple in honor of Mother's Day, and I know Jared did his homework because he's got a couple prepared for us as well. All right, Val, I'm going to turn it over to you for a little bit so I can kind of rest the pipes for a few minutes.
Absolutely. One of the things that I am totally fascinated with is that you're so dialed in with social media and using all of the technology that we're involved in. So share with me how you're connecting your ESACs and everything with what your Kiwanis Club is doing.
Sure. Thank you, Valerie. It's so funny when people tell me that I'm so tech oriented. And I say to them often, well, I studied archaeology. I liked rocks more than most people. But these days, you have to use technology because this is where the future is going. It has been for quite some time, and the future of Kiwanis in general. Like, look, we're trying to target the younger demographic, and they live and breathe and eat on social media and their phones. So if we're not there, then we're missing out on the future. So how do we bring that together? Well, ESAX is a trade show. We host networking events here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada for other entrepreneurs. And you could go to a ton of events. I go to a lot of events, but reaching out to them through social media is the way forward.
So do you think we could use that to recruit new clubs?
Absolutely.
I'm fascinated.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of clubs who kind of dabble in social media, right? Maybe they have some members who are a bit more active than others, but it's a wonderful opportunity. We all do great work. You're at a service club or a key club, or you're doing something, take pictures and post it. Share them and comment and engage on why Kiwanis matters to you. Because everybody likes that first person. And I've been trying to encourage my club to do Google reviews. What does Kiwanis mean to you? And when you do a Google review, the reach could be even more exponential because when somebody's going to type Kiwanis, they'll see thousands and thousands of things going back, 115 years. But when they Google, let's say, Kiwanis in your area, what shows up? So if encouraging your club members to write a Google review, and actually what I did a couple of years ago is I took a screenshot of just Google with the, here's the link, click here, and then like step-by-step process because it has to be easy for people. I even did a little, I think like a 30-second blurb. I put in a little video on what Kiwanis means to me because it could be used as inspiration for others.
Notice I did this to honor our guest today, all of his companies and all of the things that he does. So I wanted to acknowledge all the great work that he does.
Oh, Aaron, I was just so happy you wore a fedora. You really made my day. Thank you.
Hey, listen, we spare every expense to make our guests happy. You know what I'm saying?
Wonderful.
Absolutely amazing. So, if I was trying to just start from the beginning, because for most of us, the starting part's the hardest.
Yep.
And you're talking about doing a Google review. What does that really mean? Does it mean just going on Google and saying, I like this? Is it like doing a Yelp? What is this Google review thing?
Right. Well, I'm not an expert on social media, but we have a basic understanding. The more places your club is known online, it could be through pictures or design or impact, the more promotion it can get when somebody Googles it. So when somebody, again, types, say, Kiwanis Club of, I'm not sure what Kiwanis Club you guys are in, but Kiwanis Club of XYZ name, say Kiwanis Club of Ottawa, what shows up? When you Google it, one of the first things that will show up would be, Google, through AI and all that stuff, will probably bring you to a central page. And then you'll see all of the different things on the left-hand side. Usually there will be an option on the right side of the screen that says, write a review. And then what I like to encourage people is you click that, left click that, and then talk about what Kiwanis means to you. What's the impact that you bring to Kiwanis? What's your personal story? What's your why? And when other people look for your club or even your name, because your name would be associated with this, there's a chance that they will see it. And the more places around, like let's say our club has about 105 members now-ish. If many of our members did that, the reach would be even more instrumental to help other people realize the impact and the value of what Kiwanis offers.
And I think that's it's a great idea because now I get inundated with emails to leave reviews for businesses I've gone to, restaurants, all of that stuff. And why not take advantage of it? I think it's a great idea. I've never thought about doing that for a Kiwanis club or our club.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea because it's just more social media exposure for searches. And for those who don't know, Google is based on what's called a search engine. The more you put stuff out there, the more that what you want to look for will start rising up the list. One day it could be like 1,367 in the list. And then with all this newfound activity, the next time you search for it, 30 days later, it could be 110.
Yeah, so let's go to Google 101. The next step would be to upload a picture from your event for your
Yep.
Kiwanis event. And then you could write a little description from each picture. That is gold because each picture is extra SEO that people can search for.
There you go. Search engine optimization is what SEO stands for those who don't know.
Yeah, because look, if you're not on social media, how are the young potential members going to find you? It's really important to do that.
That makes absolute sense. And so, as we're doing our meet and greets, I think that every club member needs to go on and do a Google review and come meet us kind of thing. Take 4 minutes out of your day to make this happen. This is
Yeah. Well, thank you,
easy.
Val. Another opportunity, because our club, we have a Kiwanis bingo. We raise about $500,000 Canadian every year that we distribute and give back to the community. I've been asking our direct assistance committee for I mean, maybe not individuals for confidentiality, but for other organizations who receive funding.
Mhm.
If an organization is going to receive funding from your club, in the follow-up email, we're very pleased to award you blah, blah, blah. Oh, and by the way, can you please write a little Google review on how this money will impact, your mandate? Of course, they're going to want to do it because they're so happy to receive funding. So when you have organizations who are already, in many cases, well-established in the community, it's just amazing how much more SEO you can have.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm adding
I
this
mean,
to my checklist of how to do recruitment and how to do events. This is absolutely wonderful.
Well, I'm
so
glad you brought up the concept of events because something that we'll probably be talking about today is the concept of Kiwanis socials.
Hmm.
And oh, I'm
I,
sorry,
I, wa-
Aaron, go
no,
ahead.
no, no, you're good. I want to go back to social media for 1 second. And we're talking about using social media to attract newer, younger members to our clubs. How do you handle the percentage of clubs that have people that are afraid of computers, that don't even, barely have anything on their phone, and they don't want to know from social media? How do you address those people when trying to build a club and you want to utilize social media?
That's an important part. Actually, I'm still trying to tell my mother do copy paste.
Okay.
So I can understand what's going on with the perhaps more senior members who are adverse to technology. This is a good opportunity for what we call the intergenerational synergy. You have maybe
Hmm.
younger members, and the youngers could be in the 40, 50, 60 range, who are familiar with social media, offer to help them at an event. Even bring a laptop, have them log into Facebook or whatever social media the platform they're doing, or their phone, and just walk them through it. So you're having younger members helping your older members learn about social media. It has to be easy. It has to be fun.
It's just like Kiwanis. It has to be easy. It has to be fun. If it seems like work, why would you pay to do this?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're all
Exactly.
volunteers. We all want to change the world and make life better for others who are less fortunate in many cases. But it all starts from this enthusiasm that you commented on earlier.
Thinking
Absolutely.
outside the box is what I like about it. It's a step that is not new. I mean, it's new, so to speak, but it's outside the box of normal things that all the clubs do. And I'm
Hmm.
actually resharing this feed to my Facebook page with a comment that says, have you used Google reviews or Yelp reviews for your Kiwanis club? That's what I'm putting on there as the comment for people to catch up here. So I
Yeah,
think it's a
wonderful.
great idea.
And when I was giving a workshop at the district convention last week, I was talking about marketing Kiwanis in the digital age. It's
Hmm.
important to have presence on, in many cases, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, but focus on maybe one or two and actively update them on a regular basis. If a club has, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6, or like a business, 4, 5, 6 different social medias, but they only update it once every 4 years, it doesn't look very good. And it ranks lower in the search engine optimization. But if you're trying to attract younger members, well, where do they live now? TikTok, Instagram, probably. I'm a bit of the older generation, maybe still Facebook. Actively update them on a regular basis. Doesn't have to be time consuming, maybe once a week is fine. And just talking about upcoming projects, past projects. Again, share the pictures and comment. Oh, it just really gets me going. This is wonderful stuff.
I
Oh,
totally agree with that.
I'm totally energized. Sorry, Aaron.
The,
It's
the,
like
No. You're good. The pet peeve that I have is those who have websites and Facebook pages. If they're not current, it makes you so irrelevant, not only just as an organization, but individuals. You want to connect with people and you just meet them and you go to connect and there's pictures from like 6 years ago as the most current. Well, how does that make you feel when you're not able to connect? So totally, websites need to be updated, Facebook pages regularly. I think that's a great point.
Yeah, and something to be aware of. If let's say you're not so familiar with social media with your club, yes, you could be everywhere, but you need to focus on a few. And when you think about your current membership or where you want to be in 5 or 10 years from now, maybe it's the Instagram. If you don't know what Instagram is, you can Google it and then find some of your younger members who are active on Instagram, for instance, one of many social medias, but it seems to be getting more popular these days. And just comment, try to post regularly. You could have, I don't know, Kiwanis Friday or Kiwanis Impact Monday, or come up with a schedule, and Kiwanis Kids Tuesday, or something, and just have somebody manage it. And you could even use Chat GPT. This is a whole other realm for creating amazing content.
I want to say you got to rely on somebody like Douglas Chadwick to see an opportunity and bust the door down. In the chat room right now, he just put a link to the Kiwanis Connect Show Facebook page /reviews. So don't do it now. I don't want you to disconnect from the show, folks. But afterwards, please go out there and leave a review about what you think for the show, what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see. I think it's a great idea. All right, let's step aside for our first break. Listen, we're only getting started with Jared with all of his knowledge and expertise in how we make building a community on social media better for our Kiwanis clubs and the area with which we live. You're watching Kiwanis Connects. I'm James Earl Jones. We'll be right back.
Sometimes I'd like to smack old age right in the kisser. Ow!
I always get the best parking spot.
I think she needs a little more help.
Monday?
What I really need is a boyfriend that can drive at night.
I can make a fashion statement out of anything.
I will be fabulous.
I have a little crush on my pharmacist.
With Comfort Care at your side, you can live your best life possible. We know families can't be there 24/7, which is why we can help with as much or as little home care as you need. From medication reminders and meal prep to everyday chores and errands, so you can live in your own home on your terms.
I won't let aging stop me from being me.
Call Comfort Care now and let us create your personalized care plan and find the perfect caregiver match.
Can you show that number again? She was texting.
Together with Comfort Care, you can both live your best life possible.
Honey, it's that time again.
Time again for what?
It's the Chesapeake Kiwanis Annual Shrimp Fest and Barbecue to kick off the Jubilee celebration.
Oh yeah, I remember that from last year. They raised money to donate back to the local community.
That's right. It's on May 14th from 4:30 to 7:30 at the Chesapeake City Park.
Advance tickets are $45 each through May 13th.
To purchase tickets, go to ChesapeakeKiwanis.org.
If you would like to be a sponsor for the event, call Fred Woodall at 757-469-4945.
It's time to get your shrimp bib out and celebrate Chesapeake.
At Kiwanis Family House, we build communities and give hope. But when someone is sick, families can be tested in ways they never imagined. Parents have to travel far from home to get their child the complex medical care needed. They may have to miss work and worry about paying the bills, and all the while, trying to keep their family together. That's where Kiwanis Family House comes in. Kiwanis Family House provides a home away from home for families with sick family members receiving treatment at nearby hospitals. Families stay at Kiwanis Family House for as long as they need. This allows them to be close to their sick family member and each other during a stressful time. Every day, Kiwanis Family House witnesses how families are a powerful source of support and healing during difficult times due to illness or trauma. Every day, Kiwanis Family House celebrates the importance of family and the power of love and support.
All right, welcome back to Kiwanis Connects. I think I have 2 bricks on that path up there at Kiwanis Family House. Doc Val's joining us, of course, as she always does, from the West Coast. And Jared, I think, Val, you're right. I think Jared may represent our first Canadian featured guest that we have in 3 years of doing this show.
I wish I could hear you guys, but I can't. So.
Uh-oh.
Well, we said some very nice things about you, Val. Don't worry.
Yeah. So let's get back to it here, Jared. So, all right, let's talk about the importance of building on social media and what that does in conjunction with building the community. There's got to be a correlation there.
Absolutely, because we all know why Kiwanis matters, the impact that we have. But, we're preaching to the choir. It's important to let other people know about why we exist. Again, I keep using the word impact because this is the why of Kiwanis. When other people realize the value that we bring to community, of course they're going to want to participate. But, Aaron, when I hear people say, oh, Kiwanis or XYZ business is, you probably heard the word before, the best kept secret. Oh, my fedora just spins. I have to realize that it's not a good thing to be known as the best kept secret. Right. And the way you do that these days is, you could still go to a ton of events. You could sponsor, you could get the Kiwanis name on the commercial. Your commercials are wonderful, by the way. I love them.
Thank you.
But social media is where the younger generations live. And if you're not on there, then what's your future in Kiwanis? How are you growing your club outside of social media?
It's funny when I talk to businesses about, advertising on my platforms, I always say to them, if we were together 30 years ago, we'd be talking about yellow pages and billboards, right? Oh, yeah. Now the shift because of social media and cell phones and all that stuff for immediate satisfaction has totally changed the direction of what is available. We are an immediate response society. And I think we want immediate satisfaction. But I also think, as we talked about before the break, we're sort of in that crossroads between the older generation who doesn't want to be bothered with social media. They're happy and set in their ways. They like getting an email with all the events, and they're not current. And yet you're trying to grow that club with the younger community, but the younger community doesn't want to get caught up in the older philosophies. So it's such a hard juxtaposition.
Absolutely, Aaron. I mean, we have to keep our members happy. They've built the club. They've donated all their time and money for generations and maybe family generations there. But when you look 5 or 10 years down the road, what does your Kiwanis club look like? If you're not using social media, you might not have a club in 10 years, continuing to grow that. For instance, here, let's break it down a little bit, Aaron. When maybe, hopefully, your club has a page. Let's use Facebook as an example. Is it updated on a regular basis? Is it out of date content?
It just so happens it is the Chesapeake Kiwanis Club does have an active Facebook page and an active website. So it does, and it is kept up because my wife is doing it. So.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. How many of your members actually follow the page or like it once in a while? It doesn't have to be very time consuming. And again, and then if this is something that I was very pleased to see with the Kiwanis Connect. I shared it to my Facebook page and I engaged in comment. And really, well, we know this, Aaron, but one of the values is when I make a post or share a post or comment, there's a chance that all of my 5,000 or so followers can see it. And then if our Kiwanis Club reshares it, there's a chance that those followers can see it. And that's the exponential growth of social media.
I call that the spider effect.
Yeah.
Because if you recall in the promo posts I put up about you being with us today, the very last sentence I put on there, please copy and paste and put this on your wall to share with your friends to join us. And that's how we build the following with that spider effect. It's that web feeling that if everybody just attaches to it, and as a guest, you are the quintessential guest that does what we ask them to do. Take the promo, please reshare it to your community.
Yeah.
And that's what garners support and following. And it takes all of seconds to do that. It may take longer to actually log into Facebook for somebody than it actually would be to just click that like button or hit it to share. Looks like Doc Val is back. How's the audio, Val?
I think this one works. Third device, charm.
There you go. Third time's the charm. All right. We were just talking about the value of social media and helping with growth and Facebook access and the spider effect of resharing posts, which is why I reshared the feed with my comment a few minutes ago, which is why in my promo posts, I ask our guests, please copy and share or, get it out there.
Mhm.
That's the spider effect, and the value of that is tremendous. Go ahead,
Actually,
Val.
Aaron, I would like to challenge your viewers to bring it back to your club to have a club meeting on social media. Have somebody who knows, you maybe put up a presentation like a screen of the social media, and have the younger members walk around and take their phones and show them how to do it, and even go to Google and write a review in-house at that meeting. So it'll be a very interactive meeting, fun meeting, and show and ask people to write their Kiwanis story.
I do have it on good authority that in just the short time that we've been on the air together in the last 25 minutes, there are a couple of reviews that have been posted to the Kiwanis Connects show page. So thank you to all those who did that. We appreciate that, of course. But yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. And I've actually run those types of trainings at past, some of the clubs I've been part of, because I live on social media like you do, like Val does, like John does. It's part of I tell people I stalk people on Facebook. I'm on it so much, and then talking about the difference between Facebook and LinkedIn, that's a whole nother topic of a show. There are differences in the platform, but you need to know your demographic. Like you talked about earlier, Jared, there's so many out there. Pick one or two of them and be good at it, but you've got to pick the one or two that fit your demographic.
Oh yeah, I've been using LinkedIn for 15 years now or longer, and it's more of a professional demographic, more of a business professionals. But probably that's the type of impression you want to have people know of your club. If your market, I mean, all of us want to attract business community leaders, and many of them probably live on LinkedIn. And something else that you could do is through your Kiwanis Club social media, go and follow and like all of your members. Because all of your members, if you do that, will receive a notification. Oh, the Kiwanis Club of Chippewa or something, like my post. Oh yeah, I need to follow them. And then they click on it and they could follow it. Yeah.
Reciprocity.
One of the things I think is really interesting is also that when you discover that there are several people in your club that don't have a social media footprint. And so it's then figuring out how to get them one where they feel comfortable and knowing that you actually can see your grandkids if you go on even just Facebook. Or you can see pictures of your grandkids doing amazing things if you're on Instagram in that process. And this is a great way to have an interactive meeting, because one of the things that I have been discovering as I'm helping clubs re-energize themselves and revitalize is that their meetings all look the same. They all look like board meetings. So the agenda just has a new name put in as your presentation for 15 minutes, but everything is all boring and it looks the same. But when you do something interactive like this and you have people going around and sharing with each other and being able to figure out how to use the phone other than a paperweight, it's pretty cool. So.
Oh yeah, the club meetings have to be fun and energizing. And is it still being held in a church basement or a legion, or is it somewhere a bit more interactive?
Absolutely. Did you talk about the socials that you do?
One of my favorite
subjects. Did I miss that? Because I was looking forward to hearing about that.
Nope, we purposely saved it for you. So let's segue into that.
Thank you. Because Jared, I have been waiting to hear about that because that's what makes it fun. Kiwanis at one point had this 3-2-1 process, which was, 3 hours of service, 2 hours of social, and 1 hour of meeting a month. And it never really stuck. But the concept is I think so valuable and important, and that social component really makes people feel bonded and like they belong. And so I don't know how to ask the right questions, but when you started talking about this whole social online presence, can you elaborate?
Oh, wonderful, Valerie. Thank you. It's one of my favorite subjects. So in 2023, I brought it to my club with the concept of what we called Kiwanis Socials. And even though my club is the Kiwanis Club of Ottawa, I was very careful not to name it Kiwanis Club of Ottawa Socials, because we want to welcome all the clubs. Just in our regional area, just in the city, we have about 5 Kiwanis clubs. So we want to make it all welcoming and interactive. So networking is what I do. One of my businesses is business networking. So bringing together community, it's something I've been doing for many years. You don't have to wear a fedora, but it's encouraged. So I said I like to bring this story up because it's very important, and I think many clubs can relate. I brought it to my programming committee at the time, and I said, look, I have this idea I want to pass through our programming committee to initiate Kiwanis Socials. And at the time, our programming committee was made up of very seasoned members who said to me, it's never going to work. We've never done that. Don't waste your time. We never thought that way before. Well, at the time, my president came on the virtual call and said, hey, guys, we have this younger member, and I thanked him for saying that afterwards, whose business is networking. It doesn't cost the club anything. Let him run with it. Okay, fine. It turned out to be one of our biggest successes, and it's having repercussions across the Kiwanis community all over North America. Kiwanis clubs are hosting their own Kiwanis Socials. And even I'll get into the nitty-gritty on what they are and how they go about it. But it got to the point where Kiwanis International wrote a blog about the success of these Kiwanis Socials. And I'd be very happy to share it with you. Maybe you could put it in the chat feature later. And at the International Convention in Pittsburgh, I sat down with Kiwanis executive Paul Palazzolo, who did a podcast with me on how these are run. And I'm telling you, it is really starting to take off.
Well, I want it to take off from here. So let's get to the nitty gritty, because this sounds like fun, and maybe we could do a social as one of our shows.
Absolutely. So it's important to be consistent. Now, the purpose of these socials are to showcase the fun, community-minded networking aspect of Kiwanis. I like to find a time of the month that's regular. So ours is the third Wednesday of every month from 5 to 8 p.m. in a different location around our city. So again, I mentioned the church basement and Legions. We don't host them in there. We host it at fun, modern, hip locations where the younger demographic sees that we're having a fun event. So for instance, in the past, we held it at some high-end restaurants, some even a couple of bars downtown Ottawa. And downtown Ottawa is a happening place, by the way. It's not a sleepy government town anymore. And we held it at a bowling alley. We held it at the Hard Rock Casino, all different locations. And we invite the community. We normally get about 20 to 40 people come out every month. About half are Kiwanis members. The other half are not. Well, not yet. And there's very little speaking. The purpose is relationship building, networking, community. And again, just in our area, it's nice to see all the Kiwanis clubs come together, because I don't believe in competition. And I've talked about this many other times. I also don't believe in competition with Rotary or Lions or any other service group. We all do wonderful things. Let's bring them all together and talk. So these socials, again, consistent time, different location. Now, we don't pay for locations. We ask that the venue, and in many cases, it could be a social enterprise even to host a venue, or we held one at the Ronald McDonald House through our Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. I'm sure there's Ronald McDonald's houses across North America. Other places that received funding from us, whose mandate are youth, they're more than happy to host an event at their location, because it brings people in and it gives people an opportunity to see what they do hands-on. So 1, we don't pay for the venue. 2, the events are 5 to 8. There should be some form of light refreshments, little munchies. Well, we don't want to put money from our budget towards this, so we often ask if the venue can provide light refreshments, snacks, vegetables, sandwiches, drinks, nothing fancy. Again, appetizers almost. If the venue is not able to do so for whatever reason, then we would ask for a third-party sponsor. We go to our corporate members first, and we bring it out in our newsletter. Hey, everybody, we're looking for, in our case, 500 Canadian to offset the cost of refreshments. And then we would use that money to go through a social enterprise. We're somebody who has some sort of connection to Kiwanis, ideally, because we want to bring the money back into helping others. And then they provide the food, the refreshments and drinks. And any questions so far? I'm going really fast.
No, you're doing great.
Okay.
Aaron?
I'm good.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then on the day of, yes, we advertise it through social media. We put it in our newsletter. We announce it at upcoming events. And when we tag, we didn't even talk about the concept of tagging on social media, but that's a very important aspect. So when we make a post, we tag the venue that we're hosting at, or the organization. We tag the sponsor, if there is any, providing the food. We even tag the caterer or the social enterprise. And when you do so, that organization will see that they were commented on in a post, and most often they are going to retweet or share it amongst their community, and it gets a whole new life. So yes, we share it on our Kiwanis page. We share it, and then I would share it, and then the venue would share it, and there's a chance that all of their followers will see it. We do ask for a registration ahead of time, just so we could keep track for numbers, and also to capture people's email addresses. And in the registration, we use events.com, similar to Eventbrite, but they have a head office in the States and in Canada. I've known the co-owner for a while. And even though there's no cost, we ask for people to register. And it showcases the event. It gives a little description. It talks about the venue, the sponsors, the place that we're hosting at. And there's a little blurb. By clicking yes, you acknowledge that pictures may be taken at the event. We may use your email to receive other future correspondence about future events like this. Just cross all the T's. And on the day of, it is a fun event. We always leave a Kiwanis banner out front, showcasing the venue, and a few around the venue. It's a very small agenda, maybe 10 minutes of speeches. That's it. The whole purpose is relationship and networking amongst the attendees. And because we tend to have Kiwanis clubs from different regions in our city, if somebody's in the west end of the city, maybe they'll join the Kiwanis club in the west end. East end, great. Ottawa club, great. Again, I'm not territorial about specific membership as long as it continues to grow the Kiwanis brand. I think that's the bigger picture we should all be looking at.
You used a word that sometimes Kiwanians don't like to use, and some of the more seasoned, as you use the word, the networking. And it burns my buns. I mean, people have heard me say even stronger adult language about this. But when you have relationships with people, that is networking. When you interact with people, that is networking. And I would rather a plumber that is a Kiwanian coming into my home because I know that that plumber is going to be an amazing human being than flipping through the yellow pages or Googling them. And so networking is not a dirty word. So anybody watching and they're going, no, networking is how we socialize. And right now with younger folks, the newer people entering into the work field, if there isn't a networking component in what you're doing, they don't want to waste their time. And that's how they do it. Their time has to be valued.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You
mentioned what's that? No, I'm joking. But again, networking is what I do. I have all these videos. I could go for days talking about this stuff. I love it. To me, networking is not sales pitches. It's relationship building. And when you look at our Kiwanis family, many members have been members for generations, a long time. It takes time to develop that rapport with people. And yes, that's a form of networking, camaraderie, shared goals. And when the younger members are looking for opportunities to get involved in the community, networking is up there. It's probably the top 3 to 5 reason why people get involved in Kiwanis. I mean, I'm the first one to say, when I'm out in the community going to a dozen events a week, I'm saying networking is wonderful. Kiwanis is the best place to do it, but it's not a networking group. You don't go there and give business cards and sales pitches. No, we have a shared goal, and the relationships will come from that down the road. But like anything, relationship building takes time. We encourage people to sit on committees and get involved and volunteer in XYZ. And once you get to know people, it's much easier, again, down the road to do business with them. Like you said, Val, with the plumber.
But what a great way. I was just thinking that you could add that networking component in a little bit when you're doing your funding for the meals or the snacks or all that kind of fun stuff. And maybe it is on the social media for a $25 contribution. You can have your business card posted on the site for the week or whatever frequency that you're having this event. So that might be another, kind of fun way. It's, Venmo me, Cash App me, or whatever. And we'll share a 15-second reel.
Oh, absolutely. That's a great opportunity. Getting back to the socials, I mentioned that the speeches are only 10 minutes long, and I have a structured agenda and processes, emails to send to all the attendees leading up to the event, after the event, thanking the sponsor, thanking the venue. But I keep it very short. I start at the event. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to thank you for hosting us, and thank our sponsors. What is Kiwanis? Short, very short. Because again, they're not sales pitches. And then I welcome the sponsors or the venue to say a few words about what they do. And again, they're welcome to set up banners or whatnot around the room. We talk about upcoming events, and I ask if there's other Kiwanis clubs in the room, if they have any upcoming events, so more of a community minded. And then we thank everybody for coming. It's very short, and it's again, to build relationships, and people are saying, oh, you're having a foodie fundraiser. You're raising your stable, this program, that program. Well, how do I get involved? Well, I'm glad you asked. So it's almost like a soft sell through these Kiwanis socials. And clubs are gaining members because, like we mentioned earlier, they're usually held in a fun, hip, modern place around the city with food. And it doesn't come across as a sales pitch.
I think you said something that was, I think, vital, because I say it all the time in my discussions with people about Kiwanis. If you think you're going to join this for the sake of building business only, go to BNI, go to LaTip. And I'm forthright. This is all about community service, working and helping those around. But you build the relationships, and then naturally any business that will come out of it will come secondary. So I always make sure that anybody that I invite to a Kiwanis meeting understands this is not a networking meeting in the business sense. This is a networking meeting to bring people together to help the community, but the relationships will develop over the course of time. All right, real quickly before we go to break, I want to let everybody know that when Jared mentioned earlier that he solicits for $500 Canadian dollars to support his socials, that works out to about 367 US. I just thought I'd share that because I didn't know. Thank goodness Google on another tab on my computer. All right, you're watching Kiwanis Connects. We're going to step aside for our final break. We got a lot to do in the last odd 20 minutes, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Does your house need a new paint job, a bathroom remodel, or a new fence around the yard? With 40 years of experience, Different Strokes Painting and Handyman Service handles all type of work inside and out and from floor to ceiling. Different Strokes offers great value and great quality. Call Craig today and schedule your free estimate by dialing 757-395-9999. That's 757-395-9999. Above the rest, they show up and show out by making your vision come to life.
Hey everybody, Aaron Phillips here from the Kiwanis Connects show. Hey, are you trying to recruit for new members? Do you have a huge event coming up that maybe is your biggest fundraiser of the year? But you need to do something different to let people know that it's happening. The same old gives you the same old routine and results. Well, we've got an idea for you. The Kiwanis Connects show offers the opportunity to have customized commercials created to help your club get your message out. And you know what? One of the extra wonderful points of this opportunity is we provide it as a fundraising opportunity for every $50 donation for the commercial goes to the Rose Float Kiwanis Club. That's right. The very same Rose Float that we see on television every New Year's that represents Kiwanis International will now be supported by these Kiwanis Connects commercials. So, if you want more information to get involved, just drop us an email at KiwanisConnectsInfo@gmail.com. That's KiwanisConnectsInfo@gmail.com. Get your 30, 60, or 90-second customized commercial today, and let's help the Rose Float Kiwanis Club continue to plant its seeds for success.
Kiwanis International is a global community of clubs, members, and partners dedicated to improving the lives of children one community at a time. Today, we stand with more than 550,000 members, from K-Kids to Key Club to Kiwanis, for all ages in over 80 countries around the world. Each community has different needs, and Kiwanis empowers members to pursue creative ways to serve the needs of children, such as fighting hunger, improving literacy, and offering guidance. Kiwanis clubs host nearly 150,000 service projects each year.
For more information, contact Herman Platsky at KiwanisClub of 29Palms.com.
All right, welcome back to Kiwanis Connects. Thank you so much for making us part of your Friday. I can't believe it's May 8th already. Mother's Day weekend is this weekend. Hopefully you have something special planned. All right, Doc Val, why don't we throw one more question at Jared, and then we can swing around to some of the other segments, and then we'll tie it up with him after that.
So, Jared, one of the things that I always want to know is, where do we start with this? I think that I would love to move forward with this, the socials right away. And so where would I start in this process? And what are some lessons that you learned that are something that will help it move along?
Right.
Is that like a 20-minute question?
Oh, no, well, we can make this really short. It's important to bring it to your communications committee if you have one, and then your board for discussion. The purpose of them, how do you do them? And again, I'd be very happy to share all of this content about what they are and how to organize them. If your people in your club are not event planners, don't worry. You don't have to outsource something like this. It can be more informal, but it's important to choose a date and time every month. And again, I like to host them on Wednesdays, the third Wednesday of every month from 5 to 8 p.m. It's important to have that consistency. So what I like to do is have a Word document or even a paper, list out the next 6 months, the dates, times, and start reaching out to, let's say, your community partners, to people who've received funding from you or other stakeholders that you work with through Kiwanis. Say, hey, we're hosting this event. And again, I'd be very happy to share the little blurb. You know, they're fun, community-minded events to help people learn more about Kiwanis, a different location every month, and ask if they'd be willing to host the event. And also, it has to be, well, at least in our case, wheelchair accessible for everybody, and ideally free parking, because everybody likes free parking, or close to transit. And say, oh, and by the way, would you be able to help provide some light refreshments for our event? In many cases, I think the venue would, because they probably received funding from Kiwanis. They want to give back, and this is a way they could do that. If they are not able to provide funding or food, then go ask for your membership. Hey, we're hosting this event. You can get your business out there, you know, a little bit of marketing from that, or so other organizations to help you out. And then create a registration page. But before you do that, once you confirm the venues, keep a master document on the dates, the times, and the location with hyperlinks. Because when you're sharing in your newsletter, hyperlink to their website. Engage them on social media. And you can have a bit of a formula for doing this every month. I'm a big fan of processes. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every month. So have a master document and tweak it every time. So okay, you have the venues booked, let's say for 6 months out. You have the sponsorship if there is one, or even if the venue is providing, we even say refreshments provided by the venue itself. It's okay because they want more promotion. And have a registration page. However you collect registrations through your website or third party like events.com or Eventbrite, however you do it, it's a good idea to do so. And so you're capturing people's content information for emails for future reference. And then you share that in newsletters, on social media, and at word of mouth at meetings or events. Hey, we hope to see you at the next social, and it's at this venue. Everybody knows Al. You know, Al's going to be there. Yeah, you know, Al with the hat or whatever. And make it fun. And then at the event, you know, have your banners all around the room, but keep the speeches minimal. Showcase some of the projects that you're working on or the other Kiwanis clubs in attendance, or even the other community groups. We've had people from Rotary attend our events, and I'm very happy to welcome them. I've been invited to speak at a Rotary club. And I have to tell you, it was so nice to see our banners and the Rotary banners side by side. Okay, maybe I'm the generation that don't believe in competition, but it was so nice to see because we all want to have this community mindedness. Somebody's going to join Reuters, somebody's going to join Kiwanis. You know, we're all doing things for the right reasons. So,
So Jared, you're going to have to share some of this in your videos on Kiwanis Connects on our Facebook page. I don't think we have a LinkedIn page yet, but we're going to have that. He's going, no. I think we might need to do something on Insta.
No, I'm agreeing we don't have one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we need to branch out just a little bit. So, Jared, you're amazing, absolutely amazing, and I appreciate you so much. And so I know, Aaron, we've got a couple of business things that we need to do.
Yep.
And that's probably why, Jared, you probably have your own show already, don't you?
I have several podcasts. Yes.
I thought so.
What's the best site to find your material at?
You can Google ESAX. ESAX.
Okay. There you
And
go.
on YouTube, check ESAX with an A.
Okay.
Yes, please
Just
don't
wanna-
misspell that. It will not look good on your computer.
No, will not.
So.
For those who were noticing the crawl that was going underneath during that last conversation, that was the link to the interview that Jared mentioned earlier that he did with Kiwanis International Executive Paul Palazzolo, who's a big Batman fan, by the way. Call me. You don't talk to me anymore, Paul. Anyway, all right. Let's move on to mental health moment. Melissa Atwell, take it away.
Every time someone shares their mental health truth or their journey, their story, the stigma cracks a little bit more. Your vulnerability is powerful. Keep talking. Keep listening to others. Someone out there needs your courage to find their own. Remember, take a moment for your mental health.
All right. Thank you, Melissa. As always, did you want to give a quick mention of the new Kiwanis Club, Val? Since we just
Absolutely. And I would like to invite everybody for our charter that will be at 5:30 on Monday. So go to Eventbrite and we'll put that posting in Kiwanis Connects so that you can see it. But we're very excited about all of that beginning to start. And my wow moment for the day is, Jared, I learned a lot from you today. And I can't think of anything else that I would like to highlight other than, wow, if we do these things, we can only help it grow because Kiwanians are fun. Kiwanians do amazing things. So thank you. So Aaron, I'm going to hand it back to you.
All right. Sounds good. All right. We are at that point. So before I get started with my Mother's Day themed bad dad jokes, Jared has assured me he has done his homework and I'm sure they are top quality bad dad jokes. So Jared, hit us with your first one, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, you know, being a full-time musician, of course, I have a few music dad jokes. So here's one. After an unsuccessful vegetable harvest, why did the farmer decide to try a career in music? Okay. Why? Well, because he had a ton of sick beats.
Oh,
Beats,
boy.
music.
I can see my
Okay.
bar. I can see my bar set really low so far. You got another one?
I have one more.
All right, go for it.
Continuing with this wonderful musical theme. So a musical note walks into a bar and orders a beer. The bartender replies, "I'm sorry, I can't serve you because you're a minor."
Nice try, Jared. Okay, Aaron, I think you might have this one.
Okay, over that one, I will say fell flat. Get it flat.
It fell flat.
John, take it away. All right, Mother's Day bad dad jokes. Hopefully you can understand them with my James Earl Jones impression going on right now. So maybe it'll make them better if I sound like this every week. I don't know. Why is a computer so smart? Why is a computer so smart? Because it always listens to its motherboard. All right, I'm off on a good start. What do you call a short mom? This is in honor of my wife. What do you call a short mom? A minimum.
Minimum.
A minimum?
That's right. Why did the mommy cat want to go bowling on Mother's Day? Why did the mommy cat want to go bowling on Mother's Day? Why, you ask? Because she was an alley cat. Yes, I did say that. That's right. I'm still ahead of his jokes. No minors around here. What happens when you cross a mother with a calendar? What do you get when you cross a mother with a calendar? A woman who never forgets a thing. That's a good one. Tell me.
Okay, you get points for that one.
All right, very good. A couple of more and then we're done. Why do moms always win hide and seek? Why do moms always win hide and seek? By the way, is Andy watching? That's really all I care about. I only do these for Andy. Is he watching? Is he out there somewhere?
He's supposedly watching, yes.
Oh, okay. Because usually he chimes in, so I'm a little nervous. All right. Why do moms always win hide and seek? Because they have eyes in the back of their heads. That's why. Come on now. Think about it. Next to last one. What did the mother cow say to her baby at bedtime? What did the mother cow say to her baby at bedtime? I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'll say it anyway. She said, "It's past your bedtime." Past your cows. Come on, people, work with me. Work with me. I have no voice. Come on now. Last one. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
May.
May who?
May this Mother's Day be as amazing as all of you mothers out there. Enjoy the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. That does it for my voice. That does it for a truncated version of Bad Dad Jokes. Mother's Day themes. I got nothing else. I have to host an event tonight, a fundraiser for the Sisterhood Project, a brand new nonprofit raising funds for period packs for third world countries like the Philippines. They're building a school out in Uganda. It's the first. They just literally became a nonprofit months ago, and tonight is the first gala. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I will get through it because I'm a professional. Right.
You are
All right.
a professional. Can I do a special shout out?
Please. Absolutely.
And so this is going to be a whirlwind of a weekend. We're doing the Antioch Wine Festival, and we've got a bunch of fun things going on here. So I've been working 14, 16-hour days trying to make sure this is the best community event ever. We have key clubbers coming out to do a kids zone and all that kind of fun stuff. But I had a message that popped up on my screen from somebody that is one of the most influential women in my life outside of my blood relatives. And so I wanted to do a shout out to Nancy Fraley. Nancy, you say that you feel like a slacker when you watch me do what I do, but I wouldn't be me without you. If you hadn't taken me under your wing in high school, there's no way that I would be Doc Val today. So happy Mother's Day. And happy Mother's Day to all those mothers and stepmoms and extra moms and bonus moms and fur moms. Thank you for all that you do.
There you go. All right, couple of programming notes, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow between 11 and 12, 11 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, Eli Colon joins me on Aaron's Hour tomorrow. We're going to talk about nonprofits, the importance of connecting, similar to what we talked about with Jared, and an announcement of a new venture that Eli and I have put together to help nonprofits as a one-stop shop resource to help them with what they need from getting started to fundraising. Then, if that ain't enough for you, 30 minutes after that on local channel, Cox Cable Channel 4, you'll be able to see the voice of 757. My guest will be Christy DeCarmo. She works for Budget Blinds. She's going to talk some products and business, but more importantly, she's looking for names of volunteer warriors. They're giving out 3 $1,000 awards to those who are being suggested. Then after that, I'm running to the local IKEA Norfolk. I'm giving away not 1, but 2 bedroom sets for Mother's Day in conjunction with IKEA. And then from there, if that's not enough, Palace of Pickleball here in town that has a soft opening, and I'm running there afterwards to play a little pickleball and to give away some prizes. And then on Sunday, being Mother's Day, I get to celebrate my wife with my family. And then 3 p.m., I'll be back over at IKEA to give away the
So
final.
can we
bedroom
let
present.
Jared have the last word before we
Yeah, I'm
check
gonna
out
come
for
back.
the afternoon?
Yep, absolutely. I'm going to come back around to him. Absolutely.
All right.
And so there's a lot going on. Stay on top of social media as always. All right. With that, Jared, final thoughts, sir, as we wrap up today's show.
Oh my goodness, Aaron, I'm getting tired just hearing about all these wonderful events you're getting to. I hope your voice hangs in there.
Me too.
Well, you know what? On behalf of the Kiwanis Club of Ottawa, myself, and all of Canada, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to present and just mention, we're one happy Kiwanis family. It's important to continue growing that. Social media is the future. So I like to end off, find the fedora at a future event.
Sounds good.
There we go. Oh,
right.
So classy.
Ring the
All
bell.
right, thank you for watching. Have a great week. We'll see you next time right here on Kiwanis Connects.